Hey everybody, welcome to Goonies World. I am Johnny Farrow coming at you with a broken microphone. But that's okay, it's grim and it's going to be another grim night. Cinematically grim. I'm here as always with Meanie, also known as Ryan.
And I am having a microphone as well that is not broken, fortunately for me.
That's right. And we have Goonie, also known as Colin.
Hello, microphone sounds good.
Yeah, he's fine.
We're going to do a mic check for every single person.
Yeah,
Of course.
that's right. Okay, let's get a mic check from Lunicorn, also known as Lynn.
Check, 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 check. Hello.
Okay.
Confirmed.
Check. Your mother wants you. Check, check. And finally, we have, and last but not least, we have Red Rocket, also known as Joe, who is our fifth wheel tonight.
Greetings, Earthlings. My mic always sounds shitty.
And so
Today you sounds better than Sean's.
that's right.
It's true.
Well, no,
I'll take the win.
literally, for our listeners, my microphone literally like snapped. It's like nothing I could do anything about right now. It snapped off. It was either that or we didn't record. So
Yeah, it broke right before he got on, or right as he got on.
and since I'm not the
I told him not to yank on it.
yeah, he told me not to. He told me to be gentle with it. But anyway, if I was the game master, it might be different. But I'm not. I won't be talking as much as usual. So we're gonna get grim. I'll turn it over to the actual game master, Brian.
We are going to get grim and possibly perilous. I suppose we'll find out. As I recall, you had gotten about a third of the way through this rubble and razor wire towards your ultimate destination of this bunker that is serving as a gun emplacement that you're supposed to blow up, which is, of course, at Delta 5. And as you kind of approach this second center foxhole, a white flag on a stick had been raised up out of the hole, and you're going to have a decision to make about what you wanted to do about that. But in a bit of housekeeping, we need to first resolve something that happened, because when Krug had spent a glory point and requisitioned a heavy weapons team from whom he borrowed a grenade launcher, and when he rolled to launch the grenade, I believe he rolled a complication, and we never did resolve that.
Yeah, it's true.
Complications.
So, not to put you on the spot there, Colin, but if you can think of a complication relatively quickly, we can go with that. There is a table we can roll on as well, if you would like to do that. Or I have a couple ideas because I've been thinking about them for the entire past week, when I realized that after we ended last time that I forgot to resolve the complication.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe he accidentally falls into the foxhole that we just blew up all the people in. I don't know how deep it is, though, so I don't want anything like, it's just a complication, not a, life-ending incident. Or I could, I'm open to any suggestions.
Well, I had a couple ideas, and whichever I'll go. I'm happy to go with whichever one everyone agrees is the most narratively interesting. Certainly, falling in the hole would be an interesting complication. Of course, you're going to be covered in blood and guts and whatever. Either way,
Yeah.
but that wouldn't necessarily, obviously, do any damage to you. But it would complicate things. I was thinking about also possibly the explosion caused more rubble to shift, and the difficulty of traversing further towards the gun might be the difficulty number might be raised because of the way that the debris had shifted. I also was thinking that possibly the explosion knocked you backwards on your ass onto a mine. That would be interesting complication.
Yeah, that sounds very complicated.
Now, if we did go with the mine idea, it wouldn't just be instantly explode. You would be landing on it, and you fell on your ass because of the explosion, and you hear the click, and now you have to defuse it or not, or fail, basically. Would be one way, or somebody could think of something completely different. We could roll on the table. I don't really care.
Yeah. My idea sounds like a complication and not as severe as yours idea. So I'm gonna pick that one unless you overrule it.
I will not overrule it. I'm happy to go with that if that's what you want to pick. I will. Obviously, no matter what happens, you're going to fall into this. I mean, you blew up like 4 or 5 dudes down there, right? So it's just a fucking mess, and you're going to obviously get covered in it. Yeah. But in addition to that, I'm going to say, and it's not going to be super hard, but make a. Do you have like acrobatics or athletics or something like that?
Yeah, athletics.
I would say just make a difficulty 2. It's not even going to be that difficult. Athletics roll. Otherwise, you're going to take a mortal wound from, because these foxholes are surrounded by razor wire. So falling into it, you will have to fall past that, and it will wound you if you do not pass this test.
All right. Okay. Actually, I got a 5 and a 4, and all the others were failures, so that's a 2.
That is all you needed? All right, very well. So, complication has been resolved.
And I wanted to make a correction that is probably not at all necessary, but last time I mentioned something about Old Glory, but I meant to say Old Faithful. I was picturing the geyser of blood and guts that came out of the foxhole.
Oh, yeah. I see.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
I think Old Glory is like a flag or something.
That's the flag of the United. It's the stars and bars, man.
That's what I thought.
Anyway, so okay, complication resolved. That out of the way, we can now fast forward back to where we left off with this white flag being hoisted out of this second foxhole. All the gunfire, all the small arms fire in the immediate area around you has ceased. Obviously, you can still hear the shelling going on and machine guns firing in the distance and whatnot from different parts of the battle. But right where you're at, nobody's shooting right now.
What's the protocol here? Are we supposed to take prisoners, or I haven't heard anything about that.
You know, the commissar would say that there's no mercy for heretics, but now that it comes down to it,
I don't know. I'm just thinking, what would the Emperor do? Would he show mercy? Would they show him mercy? I don't think they would. So I say, no mercy. And I'm the team leader. Is everyone still in agreement?
well, you certainly act like one.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the hang of it. Got to make decisive actions. No mercy! I'm going to shout that.
No well, they shout back, my God! And we are going into combat with all these guys. And also, I'm not going to give him a surprise round. I will allow you guys to go. You don't know how many dudes are in this foxhole. You can't see any of them right now. Now the flag gets lowered back down into it. But, well, I mean, you could probably just like throw a grenade in there, or get a spin of glory and get a fucking grenade. I'm not going to give you ideas. You do what you're going to do. It's one of your guys' turns.
Anyone have any good ideas?
I think we all just yelled and they yelled. I mean, the only dramatically appropriate thing to do is for us to fucking run full speed across there, shooting at anything that pops up. I'm not going unless everybody goes. I'm not going unless everybody goes with me. I'm not an army of one.
You know, like I said, man, I'll be right behind you and stuff. You know.
Yeah, you bring up the rear.
I
And,
personally like the
Hey,
grenade
what'd you say
idea.
about my mama? Come
More
on
grenades. More grenades. Yeah, that
well,
worked really
I
good.
like-
Let's do that.
I'm actually going to spend a ruin to take the initiative.
Yeah, you should, because
And as soon as the blood for the blood god is shouted and the flag goes back down into the hole, a rather large, uniformed man leaps out from behind a large piece of rubble, and he is going to use his special ability, which allows him to use his stealth as his ballistic skill. But yeah, he's got, unlike these other guys that you've been fighting this whole time, this guy is clearly, you don't know if it doesn't look like an Astra Militarum uniform, but he's definitely better trained. Oh my god. And he was going to, since Krug was claiming to be the leader, he's going to shoot at Krug, and he gets a total of 6 icons, and 1 critical
that's what you get for squaring your shoulders.
on his
mercy,
wrath die.
mercy.
No mercy! What
Wave
the
a little
fuck?
white flag.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Give me just a second here. I'm on the wrong damn page.
What we meant to say was show mercy. We weren't saying no mercy. We were saying show mercy. It's a big misunderstanding.
Krug's defense is what, 2? I think, right? Is that right?
1 says defense.
Oh, well.
1.
Okay, well that's a hit either way. So let's see what I get on the critical before I roll the damage. Okay, that's going to be a 56. Wow. Okay. His shot just racked your body, and you're going to take 8 damage, which is soakable via, convertible. You probably know the rule. Convertible to shock with a roll.
So, what's the deal with resilience? Is that like soak? I thought that was something you could...
Yes. Resilience is soak, and then you can, anything over your resilience you take as wounds, and anything you take as a wound that isn't a mortal wound, you can convert to shock by making a toughness roll, and every success you can take a wound over to shock.
So, you said 8, and my resilience is 7, so that would be like 1 wound. What's the difference between wounds and mortal wounds?
Mortal wounds ignore resilience and can't be converted to shock.
Or these-
And you take 2 mortal wounds on top of that.
2 on top of that.
Wouldn't you figure? Did you figure your armor in there?
Armor is figured into resilience. It should be.
Okay. My armor's not on my character sheet, so
So,
to adjust my resilience on there.
so 2 of these I cannot soak.
Maybe if I do this. Okay.
Yeah, can't soak and can't convert. I mean, they ignore resilience, and they can't be turned into shock the way the normal wounds can. And that was just because of the critical.
All right, I think I have that figured out. And I need to make a toughness check just to transfer it to shock.
To convert the one that you can convert if you want to, yes. You only need just one success, obviously.
Toughness, okay. No.
Oh, no successes.
Nope.
Oh wow. Okay, so you just take all 3 wounds then, I guess.
Yes, and what's the penalty for having wounds?
Everything has a +1 difficulty. So whatever difficulty number I say,
Okay.
it's a +1 on top of that. He does not inflict. Actually, just let me double check that. Okay, yeah, it does not inflict bleeding on you, fortunately, because that would inflict a mortal wound at the end of every round. But that is his turn to seize the initiative, and now it is your guys' turn, or one of you, to do whatever you would like.
Well, I'm going to seize the initiative, and I'm going to aim. I'll sacrifice my move to gain a +1d on my ranged attack. Lace gun to the face. That big fucker right there, that's what I'm going to do. If that works for you.
That works for me. Now his defense is 3.
Okay. There we go. Okay, boom, wrath die 6.
Ooh, a rat's critical. Shit, alright.
2 other successes. Well, 2 other 6s also, so what would that be? I got a 666 with a couple of 3s. So,
Well, that's 6 successes, so...
yeah, 6 successes and the wrath die on the 6. That's what you get for hurting my friend. Well, he's not exactly a friend.
So that's a wrath critical, so obviously add a glory point, first of all.
Okay.
Boom.
And roll d66 to see what the critical effect is, and then roll damage.
Alright, the critical effect is 22.
Okay.
You said D66, right?
Yep, it's D100 with
yeah.
d6s. Yeah.
Alright, and rolling for my damage. +1. ED, what's the ED again?
Extra dice.
Oh, okay.
So if it says 7 damage, that's just, it does 7 damage, and then you roll the ED, and any successes get added to that.
Okay.
Plus, you can shift and do all sorts of funky stuff with
Right. So
with exalted icons.
So the extra dice or anything I got over 3 over his defense.
If you shift them,
Oh. Well, let's just call it 7, because otherwise I don't know what to do, and I'll keep it moving. I don't know what the 60 successes did.
well, do we want to explain it, or do we want to?
No, I just want to. That's a 7. It's probably more of a 7.
All right. So he's going to take 3 of those as wounds, but he's going to attempt to soak them. And he converts all of them to shock. Oh, no, actually he can't because it was a critical. I'm sorry. I'm a dumbass. Roll 1d3 on top of that because he takes those as mortal wounds.
2.
All right. Okay, so he is hindered and has taken 5 wounds. Okay, well, yeah. So that he has 5 wounds. So your critical hit actually just killed him. So,
Oh, shit.
my bad
No,
for
okay.
thinking he was going to soak it. So yeah, good job there. Now they're of course still the issue of these guys in the foxhole, who are, first of all, you don't know how many there are, but one of them is going to take a turn, and he's going to just shoot randomly, and he's going to hit. I will see who. I think. Well, it depends. He gets 2 successes shooting at Flack. I don't recall what Flack's defense is, but
defense. It's 2.
so right on the defense, and so he will have 7 wounds incoming. Unless you minus your resilience and all that mathy bullshit.
All right. Well, my resilience is 8, so I guess those are like boom, 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 off the flak armor, I suppose.
It's soaked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's good. So. But
all right. Well, so you've got the uniformed guy is dead, but now it's somebody else's turn. What were you going to say, Sean?
Nothing.
Okay.
It still stings. When it hits the armor, it still stings.
Am I able to make another toughness chest, like with each turn, or how often?
No, when you initially take the damage. Yeah,
I see. Should we use the glory to call back the special weapons team? But we don't know how many.
That's an excellent idea.
Could be just like one dude in there.
I took that big fellow. We can take that.
Yeah, we might not want to waste it.
I mean, how much glory do you have? You have a bunch, if I remember.
Should spend.
I think we have 6 right now because it cost 3 for the fire team last time, but we can only ever have 6. I think we let it get up to 8 last time, but
that's true.
Cap at 6.
It does cap at 6 for us, and we have 6. But I'm just gonna. Well, is there anybody sticking up out of the, or do we need to point our guns down into it and fire?
Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of need to, and you probably need to use an action to, cut the razor wire to even approach it, or it's going to be difficult to do without injuring yourself further.
Okay, yeah. Medic! Can I spend some to call the medic, battlefield medic?
You can, yeah. Let me look up how much that costs. I don't think it's as expensive as the special weapons team, but yeah, it's only 2. So if you do that, spend the two glory, then Brisham, the company medic, and 2 orderlies rush up to you from wherever they were hanging out nearby, and they just, without even rolling or anything, they will just they have 6 wounds they can distribute to whoever needs them. Obviously, I think the only person who's taken any damage so far is Rube, but so that would totally heal him back up.
Now, this is with everyone's consensus. I mean, you're going to need your team leader at his best. So,
good point. Does everyone agree that this is a good use of glory? Okay.
Yep.
No corruption for you yet.
I feel a lot better now. Someone should go. So kill those guys in the foxhole. Let's get this over with.
Unfortunately, it's their turn again as you have mediced yourself.
You might want to stick around, medic team.
One of them pops up out of the hole and is gonna take a shot at. Well, I think Bumper's kind of taking up the rear. I think he's gonna take a shot at Lenane, whose defense is what, 3? Is that right?
Yes.
But he only rolls. Oh no, I'm sorry. He rolled a 6, so that counts as 2 successes. So for the 6 and a 5, that is going to be 3. But no critical. Lucky for you. But that will be 8 damage, or 8 damage. I don't know what your resilience is.
It is 8.
Fuck!
So
they can't even hurt
soak
you. All right. All right. Well, you guys' turn. I believe that Bumper and Lenane are the only ones who have not gone yet.
This Flack guy, he had some pretty good success, right? So maybe I could try that same thing. Maybe I could take this guy out.
Take him out. That's an order.
That is 3 successes with a 6 on the wrath, so that would make it a total of 4 successes, I believe.
Okay. Well, that's yeah. That the 6 does count as 2, which you need because this gives them +2 defense because they're in complete cover. So you needed 4 to hit them. But did you say that was a 6 on the wrath die? Is that a wrath
6
critical?
On the wrath critical, yes.
All right. Well, take a glory point.
Yep, I added that.
Unless it just falls off because but Krug just spent some. So
yeah, we're at 5.
And all right. Well, how many damage?
Let's see.
And of course, whatever the critical effect is as well.
So that is going to be 8 damage. And I do have this little critical hit table here on my cheat sheet. I would like to roll. And that's a 1. Which says the character loses use of a weapon or perhaps an entire limb. They have to spend a simple action before attacking with that weapon or limb again. And they take 1 wound.
I don't know what table you're looking at, but
the one from the starter box has a critical hit table.
Oh,
Is that
interesting.
different than the one in the book? I also have the book open.
Yeah, it's D66 in the book.
Oh, well, let me do that then. 44. I just have a very simple D6.
And how many wounds was it? Like 8 or something?
Yes, 8.
The resilience of... Oh, man. All right, well, blood just explodes up out of this foxhole. And you're pretty sure you've just killed one of these cultists or heretics, whatever they are. You just one-shotted them. And given... and created a rather slippery surface for the others to try to fight on, increasing the difficulty of them trying to shoot you.
Well, they wanted blood for the blood god. They got it.
There you go.
They did indeed get it. So one of them is going to try... I don't even know if he can. What's your defense, Bumper?
My defense is 1. Unless I've activated my chameleon skill, which I don't think I did. So.
All right. Well, he has a chance to hit you anyway. And he will, even with the increased difficulty, although no critical. Lucky you. But I don't even know if they can damage you because I think all your resiliences might be too high. But he does hit you for 8 points, which you may just soak. But I'm not sure.
My resilience is only 5. So.
Add 3 because you're wearing flak armor. You said you didn't have that listed yet. So really 8.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So then I guess it is 8.
You guys can't even. Yeah,
I thought 5 was high until I heard your guys'. That's because I did a different character type. I think you guys all did like Imperial Soldier or something, and I
Yeah, Imperial Guardsman.
Bumper. I'm what they would call an unaligned scoundrel type.
Not,
Well, you're in the.
not
You're
anymore.
a Space Marine now. Yeah, you have no. You would have been issued armor though, so.
Right.
Well, that just leaves Lane the Insane to do something.
All right, I suppose it's time to bring out that las gun. I got a 6 on my wrath die.
Another fucking critical. All right.
Yep.
Another
And then
gory.
2 more successes. 2 5s in addition to that.
That is exactly how much you needed with their cover bonus.
And then D66.
Yep.
62.
A geyser of gore erupts from the foxhole, and you can only imagine what it looks like down inside there. And so, in addition to whatever damage you're doing, this person also takes 3 plus 1d3 additional wounds.
Whew.
I just don't see how he doesn't die.
Yeah. 12?
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah,
7 plus I roll the 5 on my extra dice.
And how much on the 1d3?
3.
Oh, God damn. Yeah, alright. Well, I mean, not that it mattered really, because it just annihilates this fucking guy. Yeah, and with that, combat seems to be effectively over. Nobody seems to be shooting anymore. At least not right in this immediate vicinity. You can see 50, 60 meters off in the distance through rubble and everything, this bunker with the guns atop of it, which is of course Delta 5, which is ultimately where you're going. You do hear, and not at you at the moment, and you can't really see. You're assuming that these guns are on top of this bunker, right? You can't really see the bunker from where you are just because of all the rubble and shit that's in the way. You're assuming that there's this bunker full of people, and you can hear them shooting at people. Not you specifically right now. There's not, pew, 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 like bullets ricocheting in the immediate vicinity, but this bunker has got to be full of these same militia types. How many, you're not really sure. But in any case, the path forward at least seems reasonably clear through the rubble.
Well, you had mentioned mines, so we know that there are mines, so we're going to have to be extra careful as we make our way towards Delta 5.
Yes, you will. And part of that is going to be making athletics tests. You could substitute survival as well. And I would say don't roll a complication if you can avoid it.
Careful now.
4 total successes then.
That is greater than the difficulty of 3, so no worries for you.
Yeah, same with me, 4 successes.
Same, I rolled 2 6s, so.
I rolled 0 successes.
0, but no complications.
Complication is just a 1 on the wrath die, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no complications.
And just as a reminder, we do have wrath points as well you can spend to, one of the choices is to take away a failure, but I don't know if that's necessary.
And of course, just also as a reminder to the reminder, you get 2 at the beginning of every session. So I think Joe had spent 1 last time, and so it would have regenerated prior to this session. So,
but they don't accumulate.
They can. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean accumulate?
I mean, if we didn't spend any last time, we still have 2, or now we have 4.
No, you still have 2.
Okay.
You can earn more for doing stuff or whatever.
Right.
So but yeah, they don't just like keep building over time.
Right. Okay.
So unless Bumper does spend a wrath point to re-roll or do whatever,
I don't think removing like if I remove 1 failure, that makes it 1 success. I don't think that's enough, is it?
No, you need 3 successes actually.
Yeah, so I might as well, like save that point or whatever for something I might actually succeed at.
Well, in that case, you will take 1 mortal wound, which is not soakable or convertible.
Take it like a man, soldier.
It is just 1. Stop.
These sons of bitches, what are they shooting at me for? Why they put these mines out here? I wasn't doing nothing. I'm minding my own business.
You're minding your own business?
This is a battlefield, son.
These guys, we got these tough guys up here, right? They're not getting blowed up.
You're a tough guy, too, now. You gotta act like it. You gotta suck it up. And now if you get more, maybe we can talk about calling in a medic. But just 1 wound, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna make it.
Do we have a good visual on that bunker now?
Yes, you do, and it's large. First of all, there is gunfire coming out of it constantly, which is going to be, you are quite sure, trained upon you as you approach. And also, as you approach, there's like this deafening explosion as the 3 guns atop the bunker like blast fireballs out of their muzzles and apparently firing shells out over into the lake area. And it seems there are probably at least a dozen or more militia men inside this bunker. And, I mean, it's up to you how you want to... I mean, you could certainly fight them.
Can we call in an airstrike? I mean, I wonder why they didn't do that in the first place, unless they needed somebody to get the exact coordinates or whatever for them, maybe. But
yeah, I mean, there is
artillery support.
Yeah, artillery support. We just have like all these extra guys do all our jobs for us, like resupply, covering fire.
I don't think we can take 12 of them.
No, I don't think so. Not unless we use some of this stuff.
Well, the problem is that the bunker is reinforced. I mean, they could shell it. They have been shelling it. That's why this entire area is rubble.
That's not fair. It'd be... Well...
we're gonna have to infiltrate it then.
I can't be the only guy that got mildly blown up out here, right? So, maybe there's some dead bodies. Maybe we could steal some other uniforms.
Well, most of these guys aren't even in uniforms. They're just militia and street clothes.
Yeah, that's more comfortable anyway. Maybe we should put on some street clothes and, try to slip in there. Maybe a little backstab. The bumper, that's why they call me Bumper, because, I'm good. I bump into people, I lift your wallet, I stab you a little bit of a shank,
Yeah, well, in war, we don't worry about comfort. And we're going to be wearing our uniforms. They're going to have to take them off our dead bodies. Because we ought to be proud of our uniforms. And,
yeah.
Well, is there any way to approach it unseen? They have every approach to it? They have a clear field of fire around the entire bunker? Is there no way?
It appears that the bunker is just kind of round, and there are just slits all the way around it, constantly being monitored and fired out of by this dozen-plus guys who... At this time, I'm assuming you're behind, you're kind of hunkered down behind some of this rubble, and they haven't quite seen you yet. I see it. I feel like there's basically two options. You can have a protracted gun battle with them until you've killed them all. At which point you can then loot the bunker and their bodies and whatever, and then blow it up. Or if someone wants to be particularly heroic, they can just make a run for it with the satchel charge and try to stick it to the bunker and get the fuck out without getting shot enough that they die.
Well, here you go, hero, and I'll, pat Krug on the back. Lead from the front.
Oh, lead from the front. Oh, okay. Yeah. I should have never said anything about being the leader.
Listen, look at me. Give me your hand. Give me your hand, brother. All right, I'll go with you, all right? Me and you.
No, there's only... We should only send one person over.
Okay, I know, you're the big hero guy and all, right? But, I'm probably going to regret saying this, but I am really quite a stealthy individual, you know what I'm saying?
All right, then here you go.
A chameleon and all.
Take it.
Maybe this is something old Bumper could pull off, right?
You ain't got to twist our arm. You're the perfect specimen.
Yeah, he makes a good point. He's got that chameleon skill.
This is your moment.
And, I would be missed more than him, probably, because of my leadership position. And I think I'm trying to get on the radar of the Emperor.
I don't know if anybody's ever told you this, Mr. Krug, but in my neighborhood, where I come from, right? We call a guy like you a major asshole. So, right, maybe you will get a promotion in this thing, right? You're an asshole now. Maybe you'll be a major asshole.
Major, yeah.
I think the only way you're going to, Bumper, that you're going to survive in this army is to make yourself a hero now. Because otherwise they're not going to put up with that at headquarters. Talk to the commissar like that, you'll find yourself doing worse than KP, I'll tell you that.
See, a chameleon does give me +3 to my stealth, which would give me a total of 7 dice.
And what is the, terrain, what is the ground made of? Because I was thinking could, make some... I don't know if he can... he's already, I guess... The chameleon makes him a little more camouflaged
you got
or something.
Zigzag, there's some rocks and some, turned over stuff here. It's a serpentine. Serpentine, man.
You're on top of a giant concrete dam that has been being bombarded and assaulted by artillery for a month at this point. So, it's craters and blocks of concrete and razor wire and rubble and...
Okay.
Yeah, so there are giant blocks of rubble and bullshit to fucking take cover behind and hide behind and weave through. So trying to be stealthy, getting up here is not a terribly bad idea. It will take, in addition to attempting, well, it's going to be opposed, right? Stealth rolls opposed to their awareness. But additionally, you're going to have to roll to, not step on a mine and all that shit. But first things first, I'm going to say it's going to take 2 opposed stealth rolls to get up to it without being noticed, and 1 DN difficulty 3 athletics test. So we'll make the stealth check first, and I will make it as opposed to their awareness. All right. Well, they only got 3 successes.
I got 5 successes, including one on my wrath die.
Okay, well, that is a wrath critical, which would be an additional glory if your pool isn't already full.
Yeah, it's full.
That would fill the pool, I believe.
Full of glory.
All right, now make a difficulty 3 athletics test.
Right, and I would like to petition the group to use that glory I just earned to add a die to this roll, because I only have a 2 athletics. There's no way I'm going to get 3 successes. I guess I could roll a 6, but I'd rather not. I'd rather hedge my bets a little.
Yeah, do it.
Yep, go for it.
You have my permission. Is it just one? Which is one expenditure?
I am going to. Yeah, Ryan didn't say it was more. I'm going to spend one of my personal wrath points to re-roll this because I got 1 success. Oh, and I rolled a 6 on that re-roll, so that will give me the 3 I needed.
Wow, very lucky. And no complications, so
Nope.
no stepping on a mine for you, and no additional mortal wound. But you still do have to make another opposed stealth check to reach, actually, the bunker. Well, they got 6 successes to detect you.
Ooh. That's not good.
I got 7 successes.
Oh, you lucky,
nice.
lucky son of a bitch. Okay,
Yeah.
because they rolled real good. That was like 2. I mean, yeah, that was like 2 6s and then 2 other successes. So
Yeah, same. That's
crazy good on their roll. But regardless of that, they're quite observant, but they don't quite notice you as you manage to sneak up to this bunker. And as you do so, you get this strange feeling begins to overcome you as you get close to the outer perimeter of this bunker. Make a corruption test.
corruption test.
Oh, shit.
What if my corruption says... what do I roll for that? Because on my character sheet, it says corruption 0.
Yes, you have no corruption. This is a test to see whether you're going to gain some.
Right.
And
I just don't know how many dice to roll for that.
Well, unless it's increased, it's your toughness, essentially.
Toughness. Okay. And yes, I realize how stupid it is for me to ask that question when I have the book open in front of me, and I could just click on that page. But all right, so 4. Oops, got that one. That is 5 successes with a wrath critical.
So that would have added a glory, but does not because your pool is full. Actually, did you spend one? I think you did just spend one. So
I did just spend one, so that will fill it back up.
Okay.
And you do not take any corruption because the difficulty on that test was just 2.
You guys, you got a bumper in your bunker. It happens.
All right. Well, to use the satchel charge to destroy this bunker at Delta 5 will require a difficulty 2 tech test.
Well, I have 2, so... And I'm going to spend my other wrath point there. Oh, no, I can't because that failure was actually on my wrath die, and it was a complication. So I got 1 success and 1 complication.
Oh, shit. So not only do you fail, you failed with a complicate. Do you have a backup character ready?
I thought I would just, erase this guy's name and write in something stupid like dumper. I don't know.
that is totally valid. But oh man, gosh. I just don't see how, with a failure and a complication both,
I'm ready for it.
How I cannot just make this thing explode on you. I just don't see how I can not do that. But I'm willing to listen to alternatives if anybody has any, but that just seems like so obvious.
So is he how close is he to the actual bunker when this would explode?
Well, what I'm imagining is that he has snuck up to it and he's literally attaching it to the side of the building. He's setting the charge, and
so it would explode the bunker, but it would also kill him.
Right.
I'm willing to sacrifice it. If it means the whole thing, mission accomplished, then let the Emperor bless his soul. He's redeemed himself for his life.
I'm actually jealous.
He died a martyr.
And I just don't see how I can justify not blowing. I mean, because if it blows up the bunker that has survived shelling and it kills everybody inside, but it doesn't kill the guy who's holding the charge. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense at all. Actually, I take that back. It doesn't have to blow up as you're placing it. It can just blow up earlier than the timer you had expected. So it doesn't necessarily have to kill you.
Well, so I'm sort of picturing it like, I don't know, maybe I played too many like Medal of Honor and World War II games, and you see the bunker, and there's obviously the little, the opening that the people inside can shoot out of. I was kind of picturing, setting the charge and slipping it through there. So maybe like it blows up inside and I'm right outside and catch some debris. I don't know. What does the group think? If he dies, he dies. These things happen. It is a grim and also a perilous environment. I
think if we could justify him, he got far enough away to where it didn't really kill him, and he leaps, cinematic
I'm
leap
good
with the
like,
explosion.
Losing an arm, maybe. I don't know.
The shockwave throws him
Yeah.
some distance away.
Yeah. I think as long as that bunker blows up, that's my chief concern.
Yeah, that's all I give a shit about.
If we could do it with Bumper alive, so much the better.
We can, we call this the Bumper Buster, right?
All right, here's what I think. I think you get it set, and you turn to come back, and you've only made it, part of the way back. When it explodes, I'm going to say that is a 10 wound hit that additionally inflicts. No, I'm not even gonna fuck with conditions. It's just 10 wounds plus 4 extra dice, which all 1, 2, and 3. So no extra dice. So 10 wounds basically.
And do I still subtract my resilience from that, or?
Yep.
Okay. I would also like to add to everything you described. I just would like to add the words "in slow motion."
Yeah, and I'd say there's the force of the explosion obviously knocks you prone, dealing these wounds minus obviously your resilience, and in addition, a large block of concrete has landed on one of your legs and has pinned you to that location. It has not, fortunately for you, destroyed your leg or caused it to need to be cut off, but you will need to deal with getting this giant fucking block of concrete off of it before you can go anywhere.
Is he still alive?
I'm not sure about. Is he still alive? I think he probably would be.
Yeah, because, with my resilience, that one mortal one, that leaves me with, 3 wounds left.
And you can do the toughness roll to convert however many you may have just taken to shock, because those were not mortal wounds.
Right. I should do that, but I want to say, just to you guys asking, is he still alive? And I picture all the characters asking, is he still alive? And when you're asking that, after a couple of minutes, you start to hear, oh, fuck, Jesus Christ, look at the fucking, what the hell, man? Who created this defective charge, right? Look at this, I'm here with a big fucking rock. What kind of day am I having?
He's alive, all right. I don't know who this Jesus Christ is, but sounds like a cultist.
He's a false emperor.
That's right. Crucify him.
So, I'm not even going to make anybody roll or whatever. I'm going to say, obviously he's alive. You can hear through the whinging. You can tell that he's alive. And between the three of you, you can get this block of concrete off of his leg and get him back up on his feet. Somehow, this concrete block didn't shatter the bones in his leg, which is a goddamn miracle. But if you are not already otherwise full of glory, you do gain one for achieving this goal.
That was some glorious shit, soldier. You pulled it off, Darsos, and I think...
Hey, speaking of pulling off, you pull this fucking concrete off my leg. You want to pull something off?
Oh, you're just numb. We already pulled it off. You're just numb. You can't feel anything. You'll get that feeling back sooner or later. And I'm gonna put in a good word to the Emperor about you. I'm gonna tell him it was my plan, but you pulled it off. And you just watch. We're gonna get invited to some big parade or something.
You'll be lucky to get a pat on the back from the duty sergeant for this one, alright? It's just on lock.
No, I know the Emperor, he's gonna know about us. Me, specifically. I'll tell him about you guys.
Sound like it's my lucky day, right? Maybe if there's a parade, maybe I get a balloon, too, huh?
Sure. You'll get a balloon.
So I imagine this conversation happening as you're walking. You've walked past the bunker at this point, and the surface of the dam begins to slope downward until it reaches this like very tall. It's at least like 2 meters high. This power conduit that makes a circuit of the entire spire, and there's a little shelter here. Upon which you can regroup. It appears to be safe and to offer cover to await, whatever further orders might be coming. But you certainly completed the first objective. But obviously, this insurrection is still ongoing and needs to be dealt with. So, at this point, as needed, you could take the Warhammer version of a shorter long rest, the recover and respite and all that, and await your next set of orders, which should be coming in shortly. And I think with that, that's kind of an episode.
All right.
Kind of an episode.
All right.
It's kind of.
Kind of an episode. Yeah.
It'll pass as an episode.
It'll suffice.
Hey everyone, if you like this podcast, consider leaving us a good rating and/or review, and subscribe to us wherever you can. We've got a YouTube channel and a Discord server, as well as merchandise available at TeePublic. Find our website at GooniesWorldPodcast.com. Email us at GooniesWorldPodcast@gmail.com. You can find all those links and more at Linktree/GooniesWorld. Thanks for listening.